I think it's important to be honest. If you put on through the chair, if you were to follow the report of this debate on the journal.ie this evening, the majority of the comments will be in support of the two speakers. Let's be honest about that. If we talk about asylum seekers and the direct provision centre system, the majority of comments on the journal.ie will be opposed to the asylum seekers and support of those who would ask them to be deported. So we have a major issue in Ireland that we need to be honest about, and the truth of it is that the two contributors today actually speak for a large view that's held privately in Ireland today. So let's be honest about that from the outset. Now, here's my point. Ireland is the only country in the world that today has a population lower than it did in the early 1800s. Okay, since the foundation of the state, this state, in the early 1920s, through to a period, a book was written in 1987 by a man called Raymond Crotty. It was called Ireland in Crisis. And in that book, Raymond Crotty identified that of all the children who had survived childhood from the foundation of the state, half had emigrated. And then, of course, we had the 80s, and then we have the emigration. I'm a Donegal man, so I know all about emigration. My father, my grandfather, and I had to emigrate, not as asylum seekers, but for economic reasons. So I put this to you. How, having stated those two through the chairman, but obviously directed to the two contributors, how, with that knowledge of our history of economic migrants across the world, can we say that we will not accept asylum seekers to Ireland? And how can we not have a position that would regularise, not have an open door policy, but would regularise those who have been living here in Ireland for long periods of time? What I understand right now, just to wrap up, Chairman, of policy, is not that Ireland would open their door for all to come, as has been the case for the Irish people through the ages, but that we would regularise those who have lived here for 3 or 4 years or more, and allow them to continue their lives here and return to their families. You may have seen the testimony of a man from the Philippines, which was deeply moving here, and indeed we're deeply moved for our Irish citizens who give similar testimony over in the United States. So I put that to you, leaving aside ideological perspectives. We're all decent human beings here. How can we, as an Irish people with that history, allow a situation where we would not regularise that or allow genuine asylum seekers to stay in the state? So I'll put those questions to you.
Okay, Ms. Nicholl.
Through the chair.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Could I first take up the point, and from my experience, the Deputy is correct when he says that probably this evening or today that the comments on journal.ie will be contrary to our views. I will say to him that from my equal experience...
No.
In agreement.
In agreement.
I beg your pardon. Oh, the journal.ie will be in agreement.
No. I'll clarify. I better clarify this. If you follow...
One moment, please. Can we have a bit of order, please? One voice, one meeting. If people want to have private conversations, please tap outside the door.
Through the chair, it's important to clarify. When this debate is reported on the journal.ie this evening, and in relation to previous debates on this subject matter, I am saying that the majority of the comments will be in support of your view. So we have to be honest that your view is not some view on the fringes in Irish society. Large numbers of Irish people share your perspective. So that's the basis on which I put my questions to you.